Oh, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Right On. You right on. No, you right on. Okay, I will. I'm trying to look. So I opened it up to this guy, and I always had this spelling going on in my head where it said demands but without the vowels. And, you know, we go back to George Floyd Square, we talk about the 24 demands, which I think is, when I think about it and the work that we did to record that and like just the work that the people did to make that even more so, it was just so profound and amazing. And when you have a protest or when you have state-sanctioned violence that occurs, you make demands going back, you know, it's just a thing. And I think that there was something very profound to the community, south side of Minneapolis, of which I'm a part of, that made the demands. And so I wrote this song with this thing in mind. I can't find the second half of it. Maybe I will, I don't know. Here's the second half, and it says demands as well, but it's got a little more outline. See, this one has like some Jelly Roll pen on it. It's got a little blue, a little orange. And this one just has pen, just outline with pen. So I was like, oh, where's the other one? It must be ahead of that. No, it's not. So there's two beats and it kind of switches up. Lately, right now, where we're in is the era of the switch up. So, you know, you'll hear two MCs go back and forth with diss tracks and the track will switch up in the middle. But let me hold my tongue on that. Most Def, I mean, a lot of people have done that. Mixtapes have had switch ups all the time. Most Def had a great track where it was like, it switched up in the middle like, you know, 2 or 3 times. And he just kept going. And I was like, oh my God, what did this? It's still in the same track. Mother, what's happening? Something's wrong with the CD player. But this one kind of has a switch up. So the one that I thought of is like this. Boom, 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 ba ba boom. Boom boom ba 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 boom 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 ba 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 boom 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 boom. Please don't get offended if I don't text back, but take it more than a grain of salt if I say step back. You see, my life is like an HBO and CNN montage. If the truth don't make it alive, well then I didn't do my job. There's no telling what I'm gonna get into with my okay, I gotta. There's no telling what I'm going to get into when my people throw up that signal. I'm chaotic neutral. I don't follow rules, so you're going to have to chalk it up to principle. Principle. We accentuated the middle. Red leather, yellow leather. That we accentuated the middle of that one just to make it rhyme. Now, please don't get offended if I found a text back. We take more than a grain of salt. I say step back. Okay. You know, there's somebody, you know, slightly contrasting messages going on here. But you see, my life is like an HBO and CNN montage. If the truth don't make it out alive, well, then I didn't do my job. Now, that doesn't sound like a simple life. That doesn't sound like one that's so chill. And, you know, it just sounds like a very rough existence. Here we go. The contrast always up. They gonna say it's Photoshop now. But, homie, this ain't Adobe. You can get permanently cropped out. Stop. This ain't Adobe. You get permanently cropped out. It's not, and you know, it's not AI. You'll disappear. Big picture, fucks with you. Million views on the unlisted, pulling up in the used Quinjet, 1969 vintage. I'm unlimited, uncanny, and a menace to business as usual. We'll get used to. And here's the crazy part. Now you see right here, business as usual, get used to. Haven't filled that out. Here's the thing that's funny. I was writing this a few days ago, and I said, oh, I'm not going to finish that. Got in my car, finished it right then and there. I'm here now with you, and I can't remember what I wrote in my head in my car. The writing doesn't always happen on paper, people. It happens in your car. It happens, you know, when you're watching Clipped, the fall of Donald Sterling, and you're like, oh yeah, that's a cool thing. And you just keep watching and you forget to write it down. Business as usual, we'll get used to, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, everybody. When you see it, it's gonna come back. And I understand, I'm really, really coming to the grips with like the fact that like these right-ons are like you seeing me in a very, very different state. This is kind of like the like watery, lucid, gooey state that I'm in when I'm writing. Like there's all types of words and like, you know, it's really relative to Doug Funny. The show Doug. He goes to his sister's school, Judy, and she goes to an art school and she wears like this like purple beret and has sunglasses on all the time. I think Skeeter has a big crush on her. But the way I see my brain is like her art school, when they're like running around looking for her, they go into one room and there's somebody who's just like screaming, like going like, ah, like just yelling at a wall, and like somebody else is like, again, take two. And then they run like, she's not in there. They run to another room and there's somebody who's like swimming in the air and they're like, oh, that's not her. They run into another room and there's like somebody who's like lighting multiple fires on the ground. And like, they're like, that's not it. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of feels like where, you know, I'm just rummaging around to like write lines. But the switch up, so I go back to that, how we started this video. That boom, bam, boom, boom, ba 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 boom. So then it also goes boom, 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 boom. Don't want to hear another press conference talking about thoughts and prayers. Miss me with the whole fear for my life in Kevlar. Shirley Chisholm told me pull up the folding chair, and Randy Savage said to swing true in. Gosh, I haven't gone over this in so long. Shirley Chisholm told me to pull up the folding chair, and Randy Savage told me to swing true. And Randy Savage said to swing true and hit the mark. Bop. Robbie Ray's no Ghost Rider, bat out of hell in the low rider. I go fight you in the phone booth and the trash back while it's on fire for the people. Now, if you got a chip, well then get in line. My door's open at the top floor of the M building. That's Riverside. No caution sign. You slip, you die. I'm at Curry Park while I'm sipping ride with the city calling on the other line, and I'll pick it up if I'm feeling nice. But it's time for y'all to go get the fuck inside. Like it's this whole like braggadocio, just really, really grinning, like almost kind of like he's an asshole. This guy's kind of an asshole. Like we don't know about him. Like, but Shirley Chisholm said, well, if you don't got a seat at the table, pull up with the folding chair. And that rang so true at the what happened a summer ago in Alabama, where a folding chair was used for a certain thing. Robbie Ray is no Ghost Rider, no R-I-D-E-R. That's not what we're talking about. No Ghost Rider, W-R-I-T-E-R. Nobody's Ghost Writing for me. I'm writing for myself. Robbie Ray's, he was the first Ghost Rider of color. I mean, I think he's the only Ghost Rider, R-I-D-E-R of color. That's essentially it. Curry Park, Riverside. These are all things I'll explain in another M building. If you're from Riverside Plaza, then you know what it is, and that's where I was raised for a fair amount of my life. But that's it. That's it for demands. Holy smokes, we went a long ways with that one. Thank you so much for tuning in to Right On. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.